Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another session of podcast. I wish and I'm sure you will enjoy listening to the broadcast.
So there is a general belief that diabetes is related to, your parents and forefathers. It's genetically transferred, the diabetes, the genetic disorder. Is that right?
So you want to know whether diabetes is genetically transformed from generation to generation?
Yes.
No.
It's not.
No.
Okay.
No. One question that I would like to put across is, before 1960s, there was no much diabetes at all.
We didn't hear.
So who transformed it to the next 70 years generation? Right?
True.
You agree to this?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I have not heard of grandmothers having diabetes, but mothers, yes.
So who has transformed it? There itself that question is lost. True. Okay, we'll come to the next. Suppose there are father and mother who have 4 children, and both the father and mother are diabetes, and all 4 children are healthy. Now what do we do? Do we call this genetics? Why that has not transformed to these people? You may say it's an exceptional case, fine, agreed. I am not saying no. Suppose the father and mother are very healthy. Their children are healthy. The 3rd generation, the grandchildren have got diabetes. Now what do we do? Suppose the father and mother are very healthy, a child is born, and the child becomes juvenile diabetic. Now what do we do? And this juvenile diabetic lives for 40 years, and those parents are by the time 70 years, they are still normal.
True.
What do we do? Are we going to brand genetics here?
Cannot.
So there are a lot of questions which cannot be answered, right? Why it cannot be answered is modern science is still trying to look at the human physiology and the human chemistry, how exactly it is working, because they don't know how to realize the connection between the live human body and the nature. Now when it comes to the question of the connection between the human body and the nature, now they started studying in the last 20 years, which is studying under the concept of epigenetics. Epigenetics, in which I can tell you the principle, the command for the human cell to function comes from outside, from the environment. They are very clearly seeing that. Now maybe after 50 years they will be able to understand much more what the ancients have understood and devised their science those days. So in my books, if you ask me, there is nothing called genetics with respect to diabetes. It is not a genetic disorder that your parents can pass on to the children can pass on to the 3rd generation. Not at all. No. If you are going to do a haywire lifestyle of overeating, not exercising, staying yourself on the computer screens all the time in the world because you are a techie and all that stuff, and at the age of 23, if you are going to be declared a diabetes, you mean to say you're going to blame your father and mother? I am very sorry. It's not. There is no genetics here.
When you put
there is no genetics here. If it is genetics, then the population which lived up to 1900 or 1950, they never had diabetes. Hardly 1 in a million can have. Then how it is passed on to so many people? You mean to say that 1 in a million has passed on to all these guys? No, it's not genetic disorder. You can clearly analyze within yourself to find the answer for this. It's not genetics at all. You don't need to get scared. If suppose a person is 40 years, if his father and mother are diabetic, you needn't have to get scared by any means. The first thing what they do is, oh, my father and mother diabetic, I am liable to get diabetic. The thought by itself will make you diabetic.
Will make you diabetic. True.
Yeah, that's what biology of belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton.
True.
Thank you very much for spending your quality time. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you enjoyed this session. See you later.